Hey, what's going on, guys? Jared Juggernaut 1 here. I'm kind of tired. It's just kind of an update vid that I'm doing. Uh, as you're looking at the title of this vid, you can kind of understand why I'm just not in a very peppy mood. I went to regionals yesterday, and I didn't get in. It's a very frustrating feeling. I think it's more frustrating when you don't get into a big regional than when you get turned away from a rather small one. So I saw all these guys getting ready to play, and I was just so pissed off that I wasn't going to be a part of it. I mean, for me, I guess regionals are one of the and like big events like that are the most enjoyable parts of this game. Even in spite of the lack of good prize support, but I digress. My group was pretty much confident that we were going to get in. We were confident that everyone was going to get in, even if we showed up late. Unfortunately, we got there around 9:30 when we meant to get there around 8:30 due to a bunch of things happening. Like, things just didn't... Every possible thing that could have gone wrong with us, except for our car breaking down, pretty much happened. Pretty much everything that was, like, bad, but not that bad, could have happened. It's by everything except car troubles, I guess I would say. Or any kind of incident on the road, that sort of thing. But yeah. So we ended up just kind of going to our locals later, had some fun. I played Sam's because I didn't get the wind-up stuff for my friend at the regional, due to time constraints. Why he didn't set everything aside, I still don't know. I'm not mad at him about it, but it's like, it would have been nice to play it yesterday, just because I really enjoy playing the deck for some reason. I can't explain it, and I'll kind of go into that when I do an actual deck profile video once I have all the cards. Nonetheless, at this point, it's very aggravating, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's annoying, the current situation. So, I'm definitely hoping that, this is not the last regional that I go to, because that's probably what frustrated me the most about this. I don't know when the next regional I'm going to go to is going to be. The next one I could theoretically go to is at King's Games, but I don't think I'm going to go. Why? Because there have been 3 King's Games regionals this year. 2 of them turned away a bunch of people because of how early you needed to get there, and because they only hold about 210 people. The third one is different because it happened during Hurricane Sandy, where obviously people, less people showed up just because of everything that was going on. It actually happened the week after Hurricane Sandy, but nonetheless, there were plenty of people, including myself, who still didn't have power. I actually went to a regional a week after Sandy was done. So yeah, just mentioning. Either way, we ended up. Either way, I do not want to go to King's Games knowing that I'm likely not going to get in. I pretty much come to this realization. So I'm going to take another approach to this, and this is where I hope more people kind of back me up on this, or I get some sort of explanation or what. Something that I've talked about in previous vids is the fact that pre-registration, in my opinion, needs to become a part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Regionals. Even if I don't expect to play for much longer, because I'm going to law school in the fall, I still want to help out the community and make this a regular thing, because Gaming ETC in Stratford, Connecticut does it, and it is wonderful that they do it. It is. I've mentioned to the judges, and I mentioned to the people running the store, how grateful I am that they have such a feature, and how much I wish other stores and other regional locations would implement such a system. And something that they even mentioned to me, it's not hard. I mean, there are a few difficulties, but they're all pretty minor. It's very easy to get a system in place. Why? Because number one, all you really... Well, okay, I'm not going to go into number 1, 2, 3, but basically, the reason why it works so easily is because all you actually need is a system that lets you take down people's information and let them pay by credit card. This way they have a spot reserved, they've already paid you, and you can make sure that, all you do is make a list of the people who signed up, and you only cash in the credit card, you only cash the credit cards for those who signed in. Pretty simple process, especially and the reason why I think it would work for something like King's Games, they have a website. They're a store. They would actually be able to make this happen pretty easily. And on top of that, they not only run the regionals at their stores, they also run the Edison, New Jersey regionals. That is very important because it means I'd be helping out, well, if this happened, they'd be helping out 2 regional locations, not just 1. Honestly, in a way, I feel bad that I'm more concerned about this because of what happened yesterday and because of the fact I didn't get in. But honestly, I'm glad in a way that it did, because the fact is, it's not fair when this happens. When I've gone to the Stratford regionals, only one of them, which was the 3 regionals that I've attended outside. This is technically the 5th that I've gone to, but I've participated in 3 regionals. All 3 of those 2 of those 3 regionals didn't turn away anybody. The other, now granted that has to do with the amount of people who showed up, but nonetheless, I thought that was good. King's Games lately, this year, has constantly turned away people, and Edison, for the first time, has done the same. This is literally the first time they've ever turned away people, that I know of. And that's pretty important considering the fact that they're known for having some of the biggest regionals on the East Coast next to Philadelphia. It's bothersome to me because it just shows something needs to change. And bottom line is, then nothing's going to happen unless somebody does something. So, while I don't think this is necessarily going to do anything, I'm making this vid to encourage people to do what I'm doing. And, well, because if this applies to your area too, contact the stores, people holding responsible for holding these regionals. Say something. Say that you would like to have pre-registration as an option. While one other solution might be to have more regionals held, as my friend has discussed with me, the problem with that is that's harder to actually implement, because that's all dependent on whether Konami decides to hold more regionals. However, the stores, on the other hand, are complete control over whether or not they want to have pre-registration. So I'm going to be contacting King's Games today via email, just because I want to make sure I get my point across without having to be put on the spot over the phone. And I'm going to basically explain to them politely what I feel about the situation, what I think they should be doing about it. I'm hoping they will be receptive. I don't expect them to be, but again, I can't just sit by and do nothing. So I'm hoping this will make a difference in some way, whether it does something, or at least gives me an explanation as to why they're not choosing to take this kind of action, because I really see benefits from them doing so, like the fact that they'd have less angry people, and they'd actually the registration process would go by more smoothly, which is especially helpful for somewhere like Edison, where it takes a while and they have to process over 400 people. Something that's important to note is when you have everybody's contact information, yes, they still have to fill out a slip of paper, but even if they have to fill out that slip, that's it. It's still pretty easy because they could separate people in the lines. You can register those who are already pre-registered more quickly, and thus, less time is wasted. So I hope they take this into account. Okay, my rant is somewhat over right now. In terms of my wind-up deck, I am going to give you guys a profile of it probably next week when I have all the cards. In terms of what I'm going to do next with regionals, once I know, I'm gonna mention something on my channel. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll be able to go to one more. If I do get into law school though, for May, one of the programs I'm applying to would have me start in May, then I can tell you this much: I definitely will not be going to another regional. I may go to, well, okay, I can't say definitely. I may choose to go to the King's Games one because I know it would be the last one, but I also know that I'd have to get up really early, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be willing to do that. I know my friend who would normally take me probably isn't gonna go. Unless there's pre-registration, so we're going to see. I will keep you guys updated, though, once I actually get a response from them, and I expect to, because I don't think they're just going to blatantly ignore me. Or I'm just going to give them a call if I don't get any kind of response from them. It's really that simple. So, yeah, that's basically it. Like I said, this is a very frustrating situation, and I would like to see something done to just to at least remedy the situation to any extent. you guys can post in the comments what you guys think about this and how you feel, because I know I'm not alone in this. I know this is affecting a lot of areas over in the country, and that's one of the main reasons I made this vid. I'm hoping Konami does something, or at least the stores do something to fix this problem. And before anyone comments, yes, I know the pre-registration option wouldn't completely remedy the situation because people would still be turned away. That's true, but I think it's worth it in the very end because it makes things more convenient for the stores who are running these events, and people can go to these events not having to worry about being turned away, which I think is huge. I think a lot of people would take advantage of this, and they'd be able to get a fair amount of it. They'd be getting an increased amount of attendance because then they won't have to worry about players like myself deciding not to go to regionals out of fear of being turned away because of how early you have to get up and how far in advance you have to get these events. No. Okay. Rant over. I will have a vid up soon when something happens. Next time I have an update, there'll be a vid. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Peace.